Hey, let me just go ahead and pause right there. Let me give you a little backstory on this video. Originally, this was supposed to come out here and was sponsored by Genshin, but someone caught the Rona and couldn't finish the video, so it sat for a while. But it's always been nearly complete, and since the year's almost up, I say it deserves to be seen. But before I press play on past KP, there's less than 48 hours to grab the Mootiful Mushroom Cow plush. Once those hours are up, it'll never be available again, so please head to the description and snag one before it's over. Okay, let's press play.
Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in this video, we are going to be taking on the challenge of turning a character into an animal. All I know how to make is animals, you guys. Trust me, you don't want to see what it's like when I make a human. It's gruesome. It is. It is gruesome. Anyway, I'll be trying to translate the design of Paimon into, pause for dramatic effect, a cat. A little strange when you first hear it, but if you factor in how much she loves food and has a hatred for water, it's just accurate. But I actually like the end result of this one, so stick around. Let's get started. Also, if you happen to like my stuff and you like my crazy self, maybe consider subscribing or liking and commenting and stuff. Okay, bye.
So Paimon will do her best to be a great guy.
To start, we're gonna need some tinfoil, some clay, and sculpting tools. Alrighty, first step is grabbing that good old tinfoil, aluminum foil, or aluminium foil if you feel so inclined, and squish it into the rough shape of exactly what a Paimon in a feline variety would be. Because clearly you know that already. I then take thin sheets of clay and smush them on until I get a base layer on. Now it's time to create the eyeballs. Decisions. Do I go big bubble eyes or modest eyes? Yeah, it's clear what I picked. With big googly eyes chosen, it's time to paint the eye, and to do that, I use my precious, crashing all the time, iPad. You see what I did there?
Stewie, you can't squeak right now. Here, you can help me.
It's KP Creations with special guest Stewie.
What do you think, Stewie? Do you approve? Oh. Solid camera. Is that a yes? I'm taking that as a yes. Come on, my boy.
With the help of my boy Stewie, I finish the drawing and print it out. I then use a little dab of UV resin to glue everything together. Beam of light. Bing! Then just cut them out and trim off the excess. Now, I'll be quite honest, this footage is a bit all over. I kind of just hopped in there to get a feel for the look and expression and threw clay on half-heartedly. But early on, I was like, wait a minute. Why is this kind of working?
Like, I know it looks like ugly right now, but like, why can I already see the cuteness that it's gonna become? I smashed a bunch of clay together and was like, and then was like, oh, wait a minute. We might have a shape here. Art is weird. It makes no sense. You just gotta go with the flow, because it's the go for it method.
And I adore the end result. I didn't think I could make such a cute expression, but boy was I wrong. I also changed it up even more by giving it an open mouth expression, and man, does it scream "Rawr."
Rawr.
What sound is that?
A dinosaur.
Oh, you talking about them things from Jurassic Park?
Fear me, but I'm also cute, so please give me stacks. And look at that tiniest little widow nose. Obviously, it'd be a crime if I didn't add a little blep, and also very inaccurate.
The widow tongue, the widow blep. Meh. Meh. Well, that is just adorable.
Now all that's left for the head is to make the chunky ears, the better to hear the little snacks with. I made little teethers out of translucent clay. I may have burned a couple, but it's fine. We won't use him. It's fine, it's fine. So I got these little teethers. We're gonna put them inside the little mouth. Oh, god damn it. Oh my god. That was a little bit misplaced. Oh, yeah. Forgot I added little teethers. I don't know why, but... Moving right along, we're moving on to the tiny little kitty paws, which are just very simple. Look at all them beans. And with that done, it's time to move on to ASMR armature time. What? With the frame done, now we just need to add the head. Now, in order to do that, I need to make a hole in the back of the head to insert the armature into. I promised it to Paimon. It'll be over soon. Moving right along to bodybuilding time. Hey, let go. As per usual, I cut many strips of quilt batting and wrap it around the body over and over and over and over until the body is built up to the thickness that I like. But making sure not to go too ham though, because we need to account for the fabric that we're going to be adding later on. But like I always say, if you want chunk boy, you go and you get chunk boy. If you want thin boy, you go and you get thin boy, okay? We support all body shapes and sizes here. With that done, it's time to move on to sewing that fluff on. Now, like I always say, I keep sewing as simple as possible. Essentially, I'm just cutting a lot of different shaped tubes, wrapping them around the body, trimming them down so they're nice and snug, and just sewing down the middle. See? Nice and simple. Now that we're looking delightfully floofy, the only thing missing floof is the face. So let's do that. I start with base coating the face so that it doesn't have just that gray black undertone. And then it's time to break out the magical fluffing fingers. Delightful. Then we take a trip down to grooming lane where we break out the pet shaver to shave off the excess fur evenly and smoothly. Seriously, this thing makes my life so easy. I adore it. But there are even some things the pet shaver can't do, like detail trimming. So for that, I break out the scissors, especially around the legs. Okay, don't worry. What became from? Now that the beauty is all nicely trimmed, it's time to move on to airbrushing. At least that would have been the case, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't get the tone and color I wanted right for Paimon. I just wanted like a slightly, essentially toasted marshmallow. She got some blondes going on and I wanted to incorporate that into the kitty cat, but I didn't want to lose the bright white color, so just a little bit of tints here and there was going to help me. So I decided to actually break out some pastels because I've used them before and it worked really well, so just to give like little slight shading here and there was perfect. It was perfect. I loved the end result. See, it's not too over the top, but you can definitely tell a difference. And now it's time to paint the details. Contrary to popular editor Sarah beliefs, these are all different pinks.
Lies! Lies and slander!
Everyone knows cat ears, mouth, and noses are different colors. And don't even get me started on the trademark Paw Pad Pink. I know I just painted this already.
so it's clearly wet, but the urge to just I could, but I won't, but I could, but I won't.
Also, can't forget that trademark tea for white.
Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom.
The tiniest little beans. You know you gotta make that nose and mouth moist.
Oh, that is a little horrifying.
Now that the base kitty Paimon is all done, it's time to add a little bit more recognizable features.
Give 'em the old razzle dazzle.
For that, we're breaking out some paper for tracing out patterns, a new number 2 pencil, and a fresh sharpener. Just, chef's kiss.
That is a point.
Now, I'll be sketching out and patterning out all of Paimon's little accessories so that the kitty actually gives some of that vibe, starting with some armor pieces. I then just retrace it out on some thin craft foam. I made sure to do different variations for the different sizes she has on her outfit. With them all cut out, it's looking a little flat, so I hit it a little bit with the heat gun just so I can curve them and give them a little bit of a better shape. I then just painted them in a faux kind of metallic painting style. I tried to just paint it with straight up metallics, but it looked a little wonky, so I decided just to do some goldish colors and then just kind of highlight it here and there the best I could. I don't know how to paint metal, so I just gave it my best shot. I think it turned out pretty alright though. Not realistic or anything, but it's got that vibe, you know? For her cloak, I kind of turned it into an adorable little cape.
No cakes.
Or would this be more of a shawl? Either or, I thought it was an adorable idea, and now I just have to paint it. And I'm also sorry for the rest of the painting that I do later on. I am covered in blue paint. I didn't think to go wash my hands. I'm just a mess sometimes. It'd be a crime not to give her her little black gem. Also, I should never really be trusted with an X-Acto knife. Her floating crown was a little bit tricky, but with some finesse we got there, and I think it looks pretty good. Then it got the same treatment of faux gold painting. Then all that was left was to glue everything together. To give the crown its floating effect, I just used a thin piece of acrylic. And with that, Paimon is all done, and I'm really quite proud of myself that I was actually able to translate the character into a little cat. It was a really fun experiment. So now, let's look at the final result.